a great year for Birmingham boxing and Black Country boxing. Absolutely loads of Midlands titles being won. Truly, it has been a great year to be watching boxing, and I've enjoyed every show that I've went to. Right, I'm going to kick off with the Birmingham Boxing Column boxers to watch for next year. I picked quite a few this time, and they've been on the scene a while now, but I think they're ready to make their mark on the boxing scene. Start off, Sean Daly, unbeaten, smashing it for a couple of months ago against Lee Gunter. Lee Gunter is far from being just a journeyman. You know, it was a good test for Sean, and he got through it easy. Well, not easy, but he got through it, and he showed. He gets into a scrap a bit, which I think he's a better boxer than he is a scrapper. But you know what? He's unbeaten, and it's time for him to be tested this year. You know what I mean? 2019. So look out for him. Also, one of his stablemates, Jack O'Keefe. No beef O'Keefe. Love watching this geezer box. Loads of heart. He's a vegan. You know what I mean? So proves that you don't need to what's his name, be a meat eater to be a great boxer. Great following, same as Sean Daly. He's another one that I think is going places this year, well, next year. Also Sean Cooper is another one from Tommy O's Promotions, Eastside Gym. He fought Lee Gunter just a couple of weeks ago, and he made a great account of himself. Lee's a tough opponent, and he's a great person for these boxers to be tested against, because he's on the same level as them. Right, just because he's on the road, you know what I mean, he's not going to get the results all the time. But the two fights against Sean, the two Seans, he did lose, but like he made a good account of himself, but they made a good account of themselves. So we've got Sean Daly, Jack O'Keefe and Sean Cooper, all definitely boxers to watch for next year. I'd like to add to that as well, Tom Silcock, who is on the fights on the Tommy Owen shows as well. He's really impressed me this year. He's had some. He's a nice, tidy boxer, and I think he's got to make waves this year. He's unbeaten. Well, all four of them are unbeaten, and they need to start being tested now. 6 rounders, and hopefully a couple of them will be ready to fight for Midland area titles next year or maybe the year after. But they're definitely boxers to watch out for. The final boxer I'd like to mention as definitely a boxer to watch for next year is a female boxer called Rachel Ball. She's a 3 times world champion kickboxer, now turned professional boxer. She's 4-0. Her last fight was absolutely unbelievable against a Polish girl called Kafa, something like that. Sorry, you know what I mean? But something like that. Great fight, had everything going for it. He's definitely a contender for fight of the year. But Rachel, I reckon, is going to do absolutely brilliant stuff this year, with 2019. So she's definitely one to watch. I'd like to give a special mention to some of the boxers from last year who we mentioned as boxers to watch for this year. Shakan Pitters started the year off with 2 great stoppages. One on the big Amir Khan show, you know. Then he went on and fought on the Ultimate Boxer 2, light heavyweight division. So he dropped down the weight, absolutely smashed it, stopped someone in that, and won the other 2 on points quite convincingly. Left it without a mark, won the Golden Robe. You know what I mean? I think the world is his oyster at the moment, and I've got to take a bit of credit for that, because it's after the 2 rounds of sparring with me that he seems to have improved. You know what I mean? Shaq knows that, and I do. So you know, I just thought I'd let everyone else know that. Also, James Beach Jr. I've raved about this kid for well, I was there at Solihull, Tudor Grange when he made his debut. Massive following, and I thought this kid's something special. He's 21 and now he's the super featherweight Midlands area champion already. The kid's going places, and I can even see him being up for a British title next year, or maybe the year after. But he's definitely one to watch, to keep on watching. You know what I mean? But it's great that two of the boxers that we mentioned last year have shown that we actually do know what we're talking about. Another one, KC Benjamin. I did mention him, but I didn't say he was a boxer to watch, unfortunately, and that's on me, because he done the Ultimate Boxer, the first one, come up short in that, but then went on and has won a Midlands area welterweight title. You know what I mean? So he's a champion now, and do you know what? He'll be doing something. But I've always known that he's an absolute brilliant boxer. So you know, they're the boxers to watch for next year, and hopefully I'll be sitting here the year after talking about how they've won stuff. Right then, fight of the year. Well, I've seen absolutely loads of great fights on the domestic scene in Birmingham, the Black Country, Tommy Owens Promotions and BTB. I mentioned a few of them. Ryan Kelly, when he beat Owen Joe Bourne for the Midlands Super Welterweight title. That was an absolute cracking fight, great atmosphere. You know what? Ryan grew up that night. You know what I mean? He'd come from getting beat by Harper the year before, and he'd showed maturity that he'd learned, and he's smashing it now. You know what I mean? No question about it. Then James Beach Jr. Beat Lewis Fielding just a few weeks ago. That was a great fight. Beach was cut. He looked like Beach could have knocked him down in a couple of rounds, but the bell saved Fielding on a number of occasions. 9th round, the referee calls Beach over. The doctor looks at his eye because he's got a big gash over his eye from a clash of heads. They say he can go on. Beach just went at it and stopped Fielding. Great fight, absolutely great fight. Another fight that I've seen this year, when Carl Williams beat Msoba for the English title, got up off the floor and went on and won the title. You know what I mean? Shows the character of the lad. He's another great boxer who's going places, and we'll be talking about him later on. Well, they were all great fights, but we get to the fight of the year. We picked 3 of them, and this is in order. In 3rd place, Rachel Ball versus, I ain't even going to say that first name, but it's Kafapalovic at Walsall Town Hall. Brilliant fight, absolutely brilliant fight. Both boxers got knocked down. Both boxers were pouring with blood. It was 2 females, which it was like, it actually didn't matter, because the actual level of boxing was unbelievable. Rachel had to turn her dials up, and you know what I mean, pull everything out the stops to win this fight, and she won it convincingly. But what a great fight! What a great fight! And that was a good contender for #1, but you will understand why it didn't get #1, just because of the fights that were about this year. Fight number 2 is Jason Wellborn versus Tommy Langford 2. Live on Sky. Lived up to the first one. Great battle. Wellborn come out firing, knocked Langford down a few times. Langford come back at the end. It's very similar to the first fight. Great fight, and do you know what? Them 2 lads done themselves proud. Really, it was an honour to be there to watch it. But yeah, Wellborn versus Langford 2 was number 2 in our fight of the year. the actual fight of the year, number one, is Tommy Langford versus Jason Wellborn for the British title at Walsall Town Hall. What a fight! You know what I mean? If you weren't there, please look it up on YouTube. It was a battle and a half. I've got to say, I had Tommy Langford. I thought he was going to win this quite convincingly. You know what I mean? Some good clean boxing. Jason hadn't read the script. He went out there and he proper went through it, and he took his opportunity. He put put Langford down. Wellborn coming back. Langford come back near the end. It was a to and fro fight, and at the end, when I didn't know who'd won, on my card I had Langford winning, to be honest, right? But there was rounds where, you know, they could have gone this way, that way. But when they give the result, I weren't one that was going, oh, that's wrong, because it was, you know what I mean, anyone could have won that. And you know what, Jason really, really impressed me, and he's really impressed me this year with the fights he's had, the 3 fights he's had. Fight of the year is Tommy Langford versus Jason Wellborn for the British title. Right then, the big one, the BBCOLUMN's Boxer of the Year. Well, there's quite a few boxers that I could have picked here. Start off with Cole Williams, won the Midlands area at the BCB's first arena show. Then in his next fight, won the English title. So he won the Midlands and the English title, right, in the space of a couple of months. Very impressive. Nice kid, absolutely brilliant boxer. Comes from a kickboxing background, but has really honed his skills to fight, to become a great boxer. And he's obviously, he needs to progress, and he'll be looking to fight for a British title, I think, very soon. Also, we've got Ryan Kelly. Ryan, he's in great shape for Boxer of the Year. You know, he come back from his defeat against Harper. He's had a few good wins, and then this year beat Joe Byrne for the Midlands area title. Then went live on Sky and beat a very, very good boxer in Kelsey Ball, unbeaten, stopping him in the first round as well, to retain his title. And has gone on not so long ago, gone up to Bolton, and that fight was supposed to be for WBO European title, but that didn't happen. But he won away from home quite convincingly. Like he's definitely going to make waves, and he's ranked 12th in Britain now, welterweight. So he's in great shape for Boxer of the Year. Also, Shakan Pitters, what I can say, he's had an absolutely fantastic year. He's had what, 1, 2, 5 fights, won all of them, like 3 by knockouts. You know what I mean? He won the Golden Road, which was like a prize fight, 3 fights in one night. You know what I mean? The lad has done brilliant. Great kid, so nice to talk to. It's been an honour to know him, even to share a ring with a bit of sparring with him. He's an absolutely great all-round boxer, and he's going to be making waves next year regardless. And hopefully he'll be our boxer to watch, our Boxer of the Year next year. But these boxers have just fell a bit short. Well, not short. It's been outshone by someone who has impressed everyone. You know what I mean? No one can say much wrong about this lad. Jason Wellborn won the British title against the talented Tommy Langford. When a lot of people thought he had no chance, he won it. Then he defended it live on Sky. 2 of the best fights I have been to by a long way. I mean, ever. And then a couple of weeks ago, he went to America, Staples Centre. A couple of weeks notice, and fought Jarrett Hood, 3-time world champion. Put in a good shift, made a good account of himself. Yeah, he got beat, but do you know what? That's a fight that you couldn't turn down. You know what, Jason, hopefully will come back from that, and you know, he'll just use it as momentum. You know what I mean? Because he's fought at that level, and why can't he fight at that level again? You know what I mean? He's tasted it. He's done all right. So it'll be good to see him back in the ring very soon. So Jason Wellborn is the Birmingham Boxing Column's boxer of the year. I'd just like to thank our sponsors, Tommy Owens Promotions, Fight Den, right, and Taydek Blinds, right. These three companies help us immensely because there's no problem. They back us all the way. You know what I mean? I don't have to chase them for the sponsorship. I mention it, boom, the money's there. You know what I mean? They keep us being able to do these films, write the reports, go to the shows. You know what I mean? None of it's cheap. You know what I mean? But we do it because we love it. And many thanks to Tommy Owens Promotions, Taydek and Fight Den for sponsoring us. If you want to sponsor us, get in contact by email or by social media, and we'll talk to you about arranging some advertising for you. Last thing, thank you for everyone who supported the Birmingham Boxing Column. You know what I mean? If we haven't got people watching us, we ain't going to get the advertising, we ain't going to get the sponsorship. So thank you for sharing my little reports on the fights, my videos, my interviews. It means a lot to me when I see people have watched them, and you know what I mean, have commented on them, and it's giving people a reaction. So thank you for that. I'd just like to finish with wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year, and I'll see you in 2019.